So if I stretch out my hands like this, right, on a straight line, then we have an angle of 180 degrees, isn't it? Right? So we have 180 degrees, and we have my shoulder, and if I slant it a little bit, this degree is going to reduce a little bit to, I don't know, 60 degree, 45 degree, but we don't know that yet, and that is what I am calculating in my code. So I'm calculating the angle to determine if I'm doing my bicep curls, okay? And the same concept applies to my knee. So let's talk about something called tangent. And I would remind you of hypotenuse and right triangles. Okay. Don't run. It's very, very easy. I'm going to break it down for you. You don't hate maths. You just hate the way, not hate, hate is a strong word. You do not like maths. You just don't like the way you were taught. So you didn't understand it. And that is my job, to make you understand how it works, okay? Okay. So we have, okay, I'm gonna move this here so I can use this space here. Okay, can you see? Okay. So we have a right triangle. It will all make sense in a bit. Stay with me, okay? Please. The long part is called the hypotenuse, right? And then opposite of the hypotenuse is called, this is the opposite, this side. So we have a right triangle, and this part that forms an L shape is always 90 degrees, always, okay? And the other leg, the horizontal side, is called the adjacent of the hypotenuse. And these properties can help us calculate sine, cosine, and tangent of an angle, okay? And I will say something that will help you remember the formula, okay? For sine, the entire formula is so, ka, toi. So for sine, we have OH stands for opposite by hypotenuse, okay? And for cosine, it's adjacent divided by the same hypotenuse, okay? And then the tangent is the opposite divided by adjacent. So this one gives us the angle here. Remember, this is the x-axis, and this is our y-axis, okay? So now we need to calculate the angle between this and this. So we need to calculate the distance between these two angles, right? The angle here to my elbow, and the angle from my elbow to my wrist. We need to calculate that. That is the whole essence, okay? So now we're gonna go straight to the final part of trying to calculate the angles that help to track my reps. Okay, so I explained the geometry of a right triangle, right? We have the longest side, which is the hypotenuse, and the two legs, which are the horizontal and the vertical axis. So the opposite of the hypotenuse and the adjacent of the hypotenuse, okay? So we have those three parts. But what we are interested in is the tangent, okay? Because we're trying to calculate the angle, right? This angle, that's all we're trying to do. It's not magic. Okay, so we know the tangent is going to give us the ratio between the opposite and the adjacent angle. It gives us like a ratio, but we don't want that ratio. We want an actual angle. So the formula to do that is to do arctangent. It's a Python function that converts this. Okay, so first of all, hold on. I don't want to confuse you.